You're watching SLU News 22. I'm Kareem Johnson.
And I'm Maggie Sevchuk. Thanks for joining us.
At 4:20 a.m. this morning, 4 students were robbed by a male subject off campus as they walked east on Outlet from North Spring, reports the Department of Public Safety. The students resisted the robbery and held the suspect until St. Louis Metropolitan Police arrived on the scene. All the students' property was recovered. 2 of the students were treated for minor injuries at the scene by emergency medical workers.
Wednesday was the final SGA meeting of the 2008-2009 academic year, with incoming President Michael Harris being sworn in through SGA's traditional pass the gavel at the end of the meeting. Sam Howard addressed each SGA member individually, the University News reports. You can read more of that report in Kelly Dunn's article in the U News out on stands right now.
St. Louis University is seeing a big increase in adult students. The Belleville News Democrat reports that SLU has seen a 35% increase in enrollment in that program since it started. School officials are saying that adults' fear of returning to school is a big challenge for them.
The home of the School for Professional Studies has a new name on Thursday. University President Lawrence Biondi named and blessed the new Brewster Hall, named for Thomas Brewster, Sr., a member of the University Board of Trustees. Brewster received a plaque at the ceremony. He has served as chairman, CEO, and majority owner of Forbes First Financial, now part of National City Bank, where he serves as chairman of Missouri Banking. Brewster has volunteered his services to SLU on the John Cook School of Business Executive Board for a decade.
The Simon Rec Center will begin summer hours on May 4th. The recs will be open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. For more information or program information or other questions you have, you can visit simonrec.slu.edu or call 314-977-3181. SLU is monitoring the H1N1 or swine flu daily. On Friday, the Centers for Disease Control confirmed a case of swine flu in Platte County in the western part of Missouri. As of Friday, there have been no cases of swine flu in the St. Louis metropolitan area, and no SLU students are reporting flu-like symptoms. SLU's Pandemic Response Planning Committee is meeting daily to keep ahead of the situation. The university on Thursday purchased gloves and masks for public safety workers in addition to posting signs on hand hygiene and coughing etiquette. We'll talk more about that in health.
The health law program at SLU has attained bragging rights again. Coming in first in U.S. News & World Reports' America's Best Graduate Schools 2010, the program has topped the list for 6 straight years and has been in the top 3 since ranking began a decade ago. Additionally, SLU's part-time MBA program is now ranked 14th in the nation. The U.S. News rankings are compiled annually, ranking graduate-level programs in several areas. While KSLU and SLU-TV's media coordinator, Kara Jenkins, received the Mary A. Brummer Award for her service to student media and life on Thursday. The Brummer Award is awarded to a staff, faculty, or administrator who contributes to the improvement of student life at St. Louis University. So here at SLU-TV, we want to give a big congratulations to Kara.
Chief Meteorologist David Keller is here with First Weather, and it was kind of cool this morning.
Very cool.
Yeah, the clouds and the little few rain showers kind of kept temperatures down this afternoon. The clouds were especially thick this afternoon, and a few rain showers even moved into the area, especially down to the south of St. Louis. That really helped keep temperatures down. They were in the low to middle 50s across southern Missouri, and we did manage to creep up into the middle 60s across the St. Louis metro region. But up to the north, where the sun came out this afternoon, they saw temperatures that were well into the 70s. We'll see weather like that coming up in the next couple days, so I have very good news in our 7-day forecast.
Great. Thanks, David. In local news, a man is suing PepsiCo, alleging that he found a dead mouse in a can of Mountain Dew. The Post-Dispatch reports Ronald Ball filed the suit in Madison County, Illinois on Wednesday. Ball says he purchased an unopened can of Mountain Dew at his job last November and became, quote, violently ill, unquote, after drinking from the can. Ed Unsel, Ball's lawyer, in an interview says that Ball and coworkers poured the contents of the can out, finding a dead mouse in its contents. Unsel says there were 6 witnesses, including 2 police officers. The lawsuit is seeking $50,000 in damages.
80 members of the Missouri Army Reserve Unit have been called to active duty and will be deployed to Iraq. Members of the 620th Combat Sustainment Support Battalion began reporting for mobilization at a ceremony on Sunday. After the ceremony, they will report to Camp Atterbury in Indiana for training and then depart for Iraq. The 620th provides logistics, supply, transportation, and communication services. The unit is based at the Army Reserve Center in North St. Louis and will spend about a year in Iraq.
U.S. Representative Lacy Clay, Democrat from St. Louis, has filed for divorce from his wife, Ivy Clay. The divorce petition was filed Tuesday in the St. Louis court. A spokesperson for Representative Clay has declined to comment on the filing at this time.
Residents in the Cherokee neighborhood in South St. Louis celebrated Cinco de Mayo a little early in a street festival yesterday. 3 blocks from Nebraska Street to Iowa Street, vendors sold traditional Mexican wares, including churros and empanadas, jewelry, art, and clothing. About 2,000 to 3,000 people showed up at the festivities yesterday, according to Will Lieberman, the Cinco de Mayo organizer. Attracts a larger crowd every year, the Post-Dispatch reports.
A man from Chesterfield was placed under arrest in Wellston in North St. Louis County after police spotted the man illegally dumping debris on Friday. The man's name, who is unknown at this time, posted a $1,000 bond and was released on Saturday. He was charged with a municipal illegal dumping charge and can face a hefty fine if convicted. Wellston police have been battling illegal dumpers for a while, even resorting to installing surveillance cameras in problem areas. But dumpers have evaded and even torn down those cameras. Wellston's police chief has said this case is unusual in that the man was arrested in daylight, as most dumpers operate at night. This marks Wellston's first illegal dumping arrest for 2009.
The Belleville News-Democrat reports that the victim in a SUV crash in Centerville, Illinois on Saturday was that of 20-year-old Marcus Jones of East St. Louis. The St. Clair County coroner has said East St. Louis police are continuing their investigation to see if Jones is responsible for the shooting at Etta's Bar and Grill in East St. Louis prior to the crash. The SUV driven by Jones struck a tree on 49th Street and Lake Drive around 4 a.m. on Friday. Illinois State Police state that Jones was driving at a high rate of speed and lost control of the vehicle.
National, international, and business news is next. Stay with us.
Are you tired of living in a box? Open the front door to a life of living outside the box. Front Door offers you the freedom to live in 7 convenient area locations. Their all-inclusive rents mean you can move right in without the hassle of setting up various utilities and services. It's all included in your one bill living. You can feel safe at home with Front Door. Their properties feature state-of-the-art secure access systems, security cameras, and roaming night staff. Locked out? Got an emergency? Assistance is right around the corner. Front Door's 24-hour service department is only a computer click or phone call away. Front Door is committed to building a better student community by providing killer amenities and hosting annual parties. Safety, service, convenience, and community. Front Door is your source for great places to live in St. Louis. Check it out online at frontdoorstl.com or give them a call at 314-446-4501.
And welcome back. In international news, Bishop Thomas Winsky of the Archdiocese of Orlando will be celebrating a mass of reparation designed to make amends for sins against God. The reason? To give Catholics an outlet for what Winsky calls a, quote, clueless, unquote, decision of the University of Notre Dame to invite President Barack Obama to speak at its commencement and receive an honorary doctorate on May 17th, the Associated Press reports. President Obama's record on abortion rights is contradictory to Catholic teaching and has spawned the denouncement of Notre Dame by over 55 bishops over the past weeks. James Hitchcock, a professor of history at St. Louis University, says the election has, quote, changed the landscape. Notre Dame has defended its position, saying that Obama will be honored for being an inspiring leader who broke a historical racial barrier and not for his positions on stem cell research or abortion.
Jack Kemp, a one-time vice presidential nominee, died on Saturday from cancer. Kemp announced in January that he had been diagnosed with cancer, but gave no other details. The Republican was a running mate in 1996 in Bob Dole's quest for the presidency. Kemp was a former running back for the Buffalo Bills, represented Western New York for 9 terms in the House of Representatives before leaving in 1988 for a presidential run. Kemp died in Bethesda, Maryland. Joanne Kemp, his wife, and his 4 children survive him. He was 73 years old.
Republican Senator Orrin Hatch is charging that President Obama is using code words to indicate that he will appoint an activist judge to the Supreme Court to replace retiring Justice David Souter. Hatch, the longest-serving Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee, also stated that an activist judge would pursue a liberal pro-abortion stance in his appearance on ABC's This Week. Hatch targeted Obama's use of the word empathy in Obama's speech announcing the retirement of Souter. Hatch argued that Obama's statement translated into a partisan on the bench rather than an impartial arbitrator, the Salt Lake Tribune reports. Your credit card company may not be as quick to raise your credit card rates. House lawmakers on Friday passed the Credit Card Holders Bill of Rights Act of 2009 in a 357-70 vote on Friday. The bill details a list of safeguards to consumers. 252 Democrats were joined by 105 Republicans in the passage of the legislation that now goes to the Senate. Will go to the House with provisions that will include barring retroactive rate increases on balances except for those more than 30 days late, a requirement for creditors to send out billing statements at least 21 days before the due date, which is currently 14 days, and barring credit card companies from issuing cards to those under 18.
In international news, Iran hanged a young woman in Tehran who was convicted of murder while a minor. Authorities executed the 23-year-old woman on Friday without informing her lawyer or permitting her family to be present, the AP reports. Iran executes more juvenile offenders than any other nation, including 8 last year and 42 since 1990, according to Amnesty International. This is the second juvenile execution this year in Iran. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, that Iran is signatory of, bans capital punishment for offenders who have committed crimes before they turn 18.
The Mexican government has said that the country has moved past the peak of the H1N1 flu epidemic. It is now in the, quote, phase of descent, Reuters reports. Other world officials remain cautious as the virus could still become a pandemic. Health Minister Jose Angel Cordova has said the outbreak peaked in Mexico between April 23rd and 28th, and fewer people have gone to hospitals with flu symptoms in the last few days. Swine flu has expanded to 19 countries. The U.S. government has said that it will have a vaccine ready for the new flu strain by this fall.
The Dutch Defense Ministry has said the death toll from the attack on the royal family on Queen's Day last Thursday has reached 7, including the driver of the car responsible. A military police officer is the most recent victim, dying of injuries he suffered in the attack. No members of the royal family were hurt, but 12 people were injured in the attack. The man responsible was charged with attempting to assault the royal family before he died of severe head trauma on Friday.
The Sri Lankan separatist group, the Tamil Tigers, has asked Britain and France to press the Sri Lankan government for a ceasefire. The Sri Lankan government has rejected any sort of truce or ceasefire, although last week it agreed to stop using heavy weaponry on the separatist group. The government considers itself in the last stage of its war with the Liberation Tigers of Tel Ilam, more commonly known as the Tamil Tigers, in a conflict that has lasted the last 25 years.
In business news, Italian carmaker Fiat, who is already purchasing Chrysler, has expressed interest in purchasing Opel from General Motors, BBC News reports. General Motors is facing a June 1st deadline to restructure its operations and is considering selling the Opel unit. If the deal goes through, Fiat will form a new company that contains the Chrysler mark, Opel, Vauxhall, and Saab. It is not clear what role the Fenton Chrysler plants will be, as union leaders have not heard from Chrysler or Fiat.
The web share of the iPod Touch has tripled over the past 5 months, according to net applications. In November, the iPod Touch accounted for 0.05% of websites tracked. The device in use in the same tracked websites at 0.15% as of April, a threefold increase. The iPhone moved a small amount from 0.37% to 0.55%. On the desktop, internet usage on the Mac platform dipped slightly to 9.73%. Windows internet share has continued to decline, falling to 87.9%.
Disney will start streamlining shows on Hulu.com, the online video site, which was created as a venture between NBC and Fox in 2007. The content-shaping agreement between Disney and Hulu may have an unintended effect on Apple's iTunes Store. The iTunes Store sells and rents movies and TV shows and potentially could be affected by Disney's decision to stream videos on Hulu, says the Gardner analyst Michael McGuire. Hulu is expected to become a bigger threat if it can create content-sharing partnerships with cable companies. Right now, Hulu is the third-ranked website after Google's YouTube and News Corporation's MySpace. Hulu is considering later on charging for premium services.
Major airlines are cutting services to Mexico, with Delta Airlines, U.S. Airways, Continental Airlines, and United Airlines cutting flights to Mexican destinations in a country hard hit by swine flu. Delta is flying to all 11 of its destinations in Mexico, Delta spokesperson Betsy Talton stated in an email, reports the Washington Post. The airline is adjusting frequency and changing planes to reduce capacity to match demand. On Friday, Continental and United announced reductions effective on Monday. We'll be back with weather, entertainment, and health news. Stay with us.
Are you tired of living in a box? Open the front door to a life of living outside the box. Front Door offers you the freedom to live in 7 convenient area locations. Their all-inclusive rents mean you can move right in without the hassle of setting up various utilities and services. It's all included in your one bill living. You can feel safe at home with Front Door. Their properties feature state-of-the-art secure access systems, security cameras, and roaming night staff. Locked out? Got an emergency? Assistance is right around the corner. Front Door's 24-hour service department is only a computer click or phone call away. Front Door is committed to building a better student community by providing killer amenities and hosting annual parties. Safety, service, convenience, and community. Front Door is your source for great places to live in St. Louis. Check it out online at frontdoorstl.com or give them a call at 314-446-4501.
Chief Meteorologist David Keller is back with us now for a look at the extended forecast. I'm wondering what happened to the sun.
Yeah, it seems like we haven't seen the sun in forever. We have seen a lot of clouds lately over the past few days, especially today. That kept temperatures down today. This afternoon, temperatures were in the low 50s for the majority of the morning. We did spike up into the 60s this afternoon. The high temperature around the SLU was 65 degrees, but we do see some warmer temperatures coming up this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, David.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to go right on to entertainment news.
In entertainment news this week, St. Louis celebrities will be put to the test for a good cause. The 2009 Back to School with Joe Buck Celebrity Bee will challenge participants' knowledge of current events and spelling. The event will raise money to buy school supplies for kids in the St. Louis area. So far, over $1.5 million has been raised over the past 5 years, helping to buy supplies for 45,000 kids. This year's celebrity contestants include Mark Bulger of the St. Louis Rams, NFL Hall of Famer Roger Wiru, and SLU women's coach Shimmy Gray Miller, among others. The event will take place at the pageant on Delmar Boulevard this Thursday, May 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. For ticket information, call 314-291-6211 or visit kidsmartstl.org.
The White House has joined the masses and now is the newest member of the social networking sites Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. On Friday, the White House website, whitehouse.gov, added links to the sites on their main page as a way for the public to further stay connected to the White House and the President. White House new media director Macon Phillips says the administration will not be able to reply individually to people. However, people can speak to one another within White House groups, and we can see that what they're saying. Said that President Obama has a separate Facebook profile will continue to be maintained by the Democratic National Committee.
As the recession continues, celebrities are making efforts to help the American people. British rock band Coldplay will begin giving away free CDs at all of their shows this year, starting with the first date of their North American tour in West Palm Beach, Florida on May 15th. The band will give away CDs at all of their shows thereafter. The 9-track disc will also be available as a free download from the band's website starting that same day. The giveaway is meant as a recession-busting mark of gratitude, says the band. Jazz singer Tony Bennett was also in the giving mood, and as such he handed out over $100,000 worth of new instruments last week to students in New Orleans. The instruments will be available to those students for years to come, to continue making music history in New Orleans, said Bennett.
Here at SLU, students can enjoy some freebies as well. To give students a break from studying, Grease Cafeteria will hold their biannual midnight breakfast this Tuesday, May 5th from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Grease will offer a free breakfast to all SLU students with a current student ID. In the fall, they received over 1,000 people, so they're expecting a large turnout this week as well. They're still looking for volunteers to serve food, so if you're interested, contact the Grease Cafeteria.
One of the most anticipated films of the year, X-Men Origins Wolverine, opens #1 at the box office this weekend. The movie took in an estimated $87 million. Chris Aronson, Senior VP at 20th Century Fox, said it was better than they had expected. Romantic comedy Ghosts of Girlfriends Past placed second at the box office, raking in $15.3 million, while Beyonce Knowles' thriller Obsessed finished third at $12.2 million.
In health news, St. Louis University scientists are working on a universal vaccine for various strains of influenza. Dr. Robert Belch has said that drug companies produce a different flu vaccine each year to match the types of influenza researchers predict will be the most common. In a study, 377 adults received 3 injections of a universal influenza vaccine called bivalent influenza peptide conjugate vaccine over a 6-month period. The study dealt with proteins from strains of influenza type A and type B. A low dose, the researchers have determined, is safe, but more testing is needed, Belshi told the UPI.
A Des Moines Register Iowa poll conducted from March 30th to April 1st showed that 56% of Iowans supported public health insurance. Almost half of the state's residents would consider enrolling in the program. Supporters say the program would function like Medicare, where the government would organize and sell insurance, but opponents worry that the government plan would undercut private insurance companies.
And we're back now with Chief Meteorologist David Keller. Like I said earlier, it's been a long time since we've seen the sun.
It has been quite a while since we've seen the sun, and hopefully we'll get to talk about the weather this time. We had just a slight little glitch back there, but we did see some cooler temperatures this afternoon because the clouds did keep us socked in. The high temperature was 65 degrees here at SLU. Out at Lambert, they saw 66. The normal high is 72, so we are well below the average, but we'll be heading back there in the next few days, and the record high is 92. That was set back in 1949. Now, late this afternoon, temperatures did stay in the low 60s and even 50s just to our south, but where the sun came out this afternoon, temperatures were in the upper 70s across Iowa. We should see that coming here in the next few days, but this storm system down to our south, that's been speeding us the clouds the past few days, and there were even some rain showers just to our south this afternoon. That should be moving away from us over the next couple of days. In fact, overnight tonight and into Monday morning, the storm system will shift off to the south and east away from our area, and that'll allow high pressure to build in. So we should see some nice sunny skies tomorrow afternoon, which also means some warmer temperatures closer to normal for Monday afternoon. But our brief reprieve from the active pattern will last just one day, as by Tuesday afternoon, another storm system will be working its way out into the Midwest, and that means another chance of thunderstorms by Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night into Wednesday. So here is your 7-day forecast. For Monday, we're expecting a high of 72 degrees with the sunny skies returning. By Tuesday, up to 75, but then that next storm system works its way into the region, and that brings another chance of showers and thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday night into Wednesday. A high of 74 on Wednesday, 78 on Friday, with yet another storm system working into the region, with yet another chance of rain and thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday. But it does look like next weekend is going to be dry and sunny, so we have a little bit to look forward to as this first week of finals approaches.
It looks like it's going to be a very warm week.
Thanks, David. We'll be back with sports.
Are you tired of living in a box? Open the front door to a life of living outside the box. Front Door offers you the freedom to live in 7 convenient area locations. Their all-inclusive rents mean you can move right in without the hassle of setting up various utilities and services. It's all included in your one bill living. You can feel safe at home with Front Door. Their properties feature state-of-the-art secure access systems, security cameras, and roaming night staff. Locked out? Got an emergency? Assistance is right around the corner. Front Door's 24-hour service department is only a computer click or phone call away. Front Door is committed to building a better student community by providing killer amenities and hosting annual parties. Safety, service, convenience, and community. Front Door is your source for great places to live in St. Louis. Check it out online at frontdoorstl.com or give them a call at 314-446-4501.
And we're back with Chief Sportscaster, Chief Sports Director Matt Smizer with a last look at Billiken sports. What's been up this week?
Well, unfortunately, there's not much to report except for softball and baseball. In baseball, St. Louis and George Washington split a doubleheader Saturday afternoon at Barcroft Park, giving the Billikens the series win and keeping them in contention for a spot in the A10 championship in 3 weeks. The Billikens outlasted the Colonials 7-3 in the nightcap to secure the series win after GW posted a 7-5 victory in the first game of the doubleheader. St. Louis's record now stands at 24-24 overall, 8-12 in the Atlantic 10. St. Louis is currently outside of the top 6 in the A10 standings. Only the top 6 advance to the A10 championship beginning May 20th in Dayton. But SLU is within striking distance of a spot with 6 conference games remaining. SLU softball suffered its 4th straight loss on Saturday afternoon in a doubleheader against George Washington. The Billikens left 10 runners on base in a 6-0 Game 1 loss. In the second game, SLU scored first, but the Colonials rallied late to claim a 6-5 8-inning victory. The Lady Bills are now 21-31 overall and 12-6 in the A10. On to national sports. The Cardinals' three-game win streak came to an end on Saturday when the Redbirds fell to the Washington Nationals 6-1. In basketball, the Boston Celtics earned a hard-fought Game 7 victory over the Chicago Bulls. The Celtics will now take on the Orlando Magic in the second round action. And that's all I have for SLU Sports, guys.
Thanks, Matt. Well, this is my final newscast for SLU News 22. I will be graduating in a couple of weeks, so I've enjoyed my time here, and I want to thank you guys for anchoring and reporting with me. I've had a blast.
And it's also my last sportscast. I just want to say thank you, SLU, and thank you for providing me with a great education, which I will cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Oh, I should have said something like that, too. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. That's it for SLU News 22.
I'm Kareem Johnson, and I want to say it's been a pleasure working with both of you. That's all we've got. And we'll see you back here in August where I'll be news director full-time. That's all we've got for SLU News 22. I'm Kareem Johnson.
I'm Maggie Sebchuk.
I'm Matt Smizer.
Have a great summer, SLU.
See ya.